Hi, my name is Natalie Williams. I'm a certified yoga teacher. Welcome back to our beginner yoga series videos. Let's go ahead and begin in mountain pose. Just like the first video, shoulders back, navel in and up, and take a deep breath, but this time sweep the arms up. And exhale down with the arms. Good, see if you can breathe through the nose. Inhale up. And exhale down with the arms. One more deep breath in. And exhale down with the arms. Then we're gonna walk towards the front of your mat if you're not there. And we're gonna find that chair pose that we did. Shoulders back, navel in and up, and hold it here. Warming up those muscles, weight is in the heels, navel is in and up, seated back. Arms can be up or arms can be on your heart, whatever you prefer. Deep breath in and out. Next deep breath, we're gonna lift up, lean back, back bend, and then we're gonna swan dive down, so hinge from the hips, bend your knees whenever you need to that forward fold, and hang out here. Relax your head, your jaw, your neck, and your shoulders. Shift your weight towards your toes if you need to. Now we're gonna learn the reverse swan dive. So if you need to bend your knees and round up, that's okay, but if you can, we're gonna bend the knees until our back is flat right here. We're gonna sweep the arms back, take a deep breath in, all the way up to the sky, deep breath, lean back. So we're using our breath and body. So take a deep breath here because your lungs are open and you're nice and lifted tall. Then exhale, swan dive down, hinging from the hips all the way down to that forward fold. Again, you may have bent knees. You may not be able to touch the ground, and that's okay. But now bend your knees. We're gonna do this 2 more times. Reverse swan dive, swoop the arms back, lift up, hinge from the hips, lean back. You're inhaling here, and then exhaling down towards the ground, heart is up, and then bend your knees whenever you need to. Let's try that one more time. Swoop the arms back, chest up, heart up, chin up, deep breath here. Lean back and exhale, swan dive down forward all the way to your forward fold. And let's hang out here for a moment. Right here again, that forward fold, feel free to crisscross those arms and dangle. Just relax and give in to this forward fold. With your next exhale, sink in just a little bit more. Bend your knees, place your hands down on your mats, walk your feet back into plank. If you need to, you can drop the knees, no problem, for your modification. So notice your arms, wrist, and shoulders are all aligned in this plank. You're gripping the mat so that you're not putting all your pressure in those wrists. Your elbows are not facing out in front of you, they're facing in, and they have a slight bend. Your back is completely flat. Make sure you're not dropping the hips down or arching the back. You're nice and tall. You can't drop the knees, that's fine too. But right here, this is plank pose. From plank pose, we're gonna shift the hips up to downward facing dog. If you feel like you are too far, you can walk your feet in just a little bit. If this is too intense for you, you can bend the knees, but you wanna make sure your back is flat. While you're in this downward facing dog, pull the shoulders out away from your ears, relax your head, give it a little shake, no, no, no. This might feel a little awkward to you at first if you haven't done a lot of downward facing dogs, and that's okay. You're gonna get more comfortable and comfortable. But make sure you're gripping the mat so that you're not putting the weight into those wrists again. Then from here, we're gently gonna bend the knees and come down into tabletop. So with tabletop, you wanna untuck the toes. Your wrist, elbows, and shoulders are all aligned. Your fingers are they're facing towards the front, and your middle fingers, imagine that there's railroad tracks and that the middle fingers are on them. So you're parallel here. You're gripping the mat, nothing too hard, but this is a good habit to get in, especially in the beginning while we're building these fundamentals. Your knees are about hip width apart, and your knees are not back up here or back up there. They're directly underneath the hips. This is called tabletop. From tabletop, we're gonna learn cat pose. So we're gonna drop the tailbone in, arch the back, and separate the shoulder blades. Relax the head down, and really engage the core in here. So right now, the intention is to separate the shoulder blades and drop the head and tuck the tailbone in, and you're arching the back to the highest peak as possible. So right here, this is called cat pose. How you can remember this is like your little scaredy cat and arches their back when they're scared. Ah. So from here, we're gonna drop the belly, lift the chin, lift the heart, pull back the shoulders, and lift the bottom up. This is called cow pose. So right here, you're stretching your abdomens, your shoulders are back, your head is lifted, and your bottom is up tall, and your belly is down low. So you'll see this really common going back and forth in between these two poses. They help align your spine, and also just they're a great warm up, especially in the morning. So we're gonna go back, but first we're gonna take a deep breath here. And then exhale, go in this transition to cat pose. Arching the back, shoulder blades pulled apart, navel in and up, and tailbone tucked in, head is dropped. Take an exhale if you can, dropping the belly, lifting the heart, chin, chest, and bottom up. And go back and forth on your own. Don't worry about being perfect. Just kind of feel the fluid like feelings through your spine going back and forth. This is really good for the synovial fluid to put pressure in between the joints. Back and forth. If you don't have the breathing technique down, that is okay. Really just focus on the form. All right, let's go ahead and go back to the tabletop, which is just nice flat, like you could put a glass of water on your back and it would stay still. Then we're gonna transition into a really common pose called child's pose. So if you need to, you can grab something and place it underneath your knees. Again, all of these have different modifications. You can grab a towel, a blanket, and fold it, especially if you have knee issues. But we're gonna go ahead and just simply drop our hips over our calves and sink down here. You can either stack your arms, or you can relax your head all the way down if it's able to do so, or you can even stack your fist and elbows come in. But just make sure you're completely comfortable. Your arms can be up here if you'd like. There's different variations. Try to relax your forehead on the mat if you can. Or you can even walk your hands back. Just showing you different variations. You can pause in any one that feels really good to you. Or you can even bring your hands in front of you and bend your elbows and place them into prayer for a shoulder stretch. If that's too overwhelming for you, just find whatever variation is best. I like to stack my arms and just relax my head here. Let's get the full benefit of this pose. It's a very calming pose. It's a nice pose to stretch the back. And take a few deep inhales and exhales on your own here. So next, we're gonna actually come on up to that tabletop that you were in before. We're going to do another child's pose, but this time our knees are gonna go wide. So notice how my knees are out and my hips are in. And this is just called wild child, and you're gonna sink the hips back down. This is really good if you already have a little bit of open hips, or if you just need a little bit more room in between, and come on down to wild child variation of child's pose. Then we're gently going to go ahead and push on up, back to the tabletop. Take your time going around to sit onto your bottom, please. And we're going to learn boat pose. So again, different variations, whatever works for you. You can keep your feet down here. Hands can be back, or both hands are forward, but make sure you're maintaining a nice flat back. You're not arching the back. 1 foot up, 2 feet up if you'd like. And hold it here. If you would like to go with both legs straight, you can. That's a little bit more advanced, but do whatever works for you, or you can even place both hands back here. I like for beginners right here. Take a deep breath in and out. This is called boat pose. Now gently drop the feet down. Keep the feet about hip width apart. We're gonna come onto our backs now. So gently come on down. Keeping the chin lifted. You want your upper portion of your back pressed against the mat. You want a little curvature on the lower portion of the spine, and you want to keep your chin lifted so you're not kinking in the neck. From here, walk your feet in just a little bit. Lift your hips up off the ground, but make sure that your knees are directly over your heels. If you're all the way back here, come back up here. If you're way back here, that's tension on the back. Go ahead and bring it in just a little bit. This is a nice little inversion. An inversion just means your heart is above your head. And just hold it here. Take a deep breath in and out. Then we're gently going to lower the hips down. Bring those knees into your chest and rock side to side, pausing in any place that feels good. Then we're going to do a little twist. So both knees go over gently to the left. Right arm can go out to the right. If you'd like to cactus it, you can, or out to the side. And just go ahead and take a few breaths on your own here. Twists are really good to help bring out the organs, help detoxify, and also help realign the spine as well. But again, just try to relax. Typically towards the end of a session, you want to make your exhales longer than your inhales to calm down the central nervous system. And typically you want to twist over to the right first. So if you look, we're twisting over the right shoulder with our legs to the left. Squeeze your core, bring your knees into your chest, and maybe pick up your lower back and then drop both knees over to the other side to the right. Left arm goes out to the side, and take a few breaths here in and out. Then squeeze your core, bring the knees back to center, rock side to side. Then we're going to place the feet together and open up the hips. Take a deep breath in and out. And go ahead and close your eyes. Relax your face, your jaw, your hips, your feet, and really try to give into this moment. Slowing down your breath, slowing the exhales down, making them long, smooth, and steady. Then whenever you're ready, bring the right arm up over your head. Gently curl over to the right side into a little ball. Stay where you are, just turn on over. And then you can stay here for a little bit. It helps drain your heart. Because your heart is on the left, it helps drain it over. And whenever you're ready, very slowly round on up to a nice seated position. Take your time. Go ahead and close your eyes, bring your hands on your heart, and take a deep breath in, thanking your body for everything it just did. Then bring your hands together. Go ahead and send yourself a smile. And namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Make sure to consult with your physician prior to engaging in any new exercise routine.